Home before was the Eastern Townships, and I had a place in Montreal. It was kind of a big loft. When I found this home, the inside was kind of a blank canvas. So I started working with Audrey Bélanger from AKB Design. The intention was to mix both vibes and make sure that in one place I could get the countryside inspiration and then see through the inspiration my years that I spent in New York and Los Angeles and Europe. So really having that mix of influences. So the entrance, I just realized how much it adds when you have a really strong, heavy front door. So we worked with a local company called Bosquet, and there's the ring bell also, that's kind of an old-looking ringing bell. When people come and they just turn, already it says something. Okay, it's going to be classic but whimsical at the same time, so just like clang. And then that section that Audrey suggested to create at first so that the house would feel generous but without giving everything away all at once. The flooring was redone, herringbone, but without feeling like you need to go with a very bold color. I love rugs and Audrey knows that. So she knew that I would love to play with rugs through the years, so the flooring could be a little bit more simple. The beams that were added also just to kind of make that connection with the exterior of the house. We wanted to keep it light throughout the house, but for the entrance it felt like, okay, no, we'll add that little detail and that farmhouse vibe is going to be there, but just enough, not too much. The kitchen was a main focus. We knew that the style that we would give it would influence the rest of the house. So we started the conversation with Miralis, and we knew that together we would be able to find that perfect mix of timeless design, functionality, that it would be durable through the years. I love breakfast with my son. Even if it's a weekday, it's a really important moment for me. And sometimes I end up using so many tools. So Audrey suggested with Miralis to have that little nook where I would put all my morning stuff, the toaster, the blender, all my teas, coffee options, making sure that that section would be accessible easily to me in the morning, but that I could also quickly just close the door and everything seemed seamless. So that was important for me, and then having some display of the plates that I've collected through the years. With Miralis and Audrey, it became quite clear that we would have one section for a display. So what they call it, the curio, would be there, and I could just always have some kind of connection with what I've collected through the years. I love a very, very soft lighting. So integrated lighting in the display section, but also lighting in my drawers. You know, even if I'm cooking at night or early in the morning, it really makes a difference to open the drawer and not having to use your phone to just see what's at the end of the drawer. And the quality of a kitchen, with Miralis, what seduced me was also all these little details. This kitchen specifically is all soft closed hinges. The interior finish is a linen finish. So yes, it's what it looks like, but it's what it feels like too. The working space in that kitchen is quite impressive. Everything can be put away because I have enough space, but I love how you can play with, you know, you're displaying something because it's of the season and you have this little vase that you can showcase for 2 weeks and then you can play with it. I have room if I'm cooking with some tools and appliances. It never feels like I'm being overwhelmed by the kitchen and what I'm using. My kitchen and the vibe was a little bit more classic. That allowed me to go with a more contemporary vibe for the dining room. I discovered these designers, they called La Rose Guyon. We added this major piece that they called the Coco. That became the main focus of the dining room. I knew that I wouldn't want to add too much around it. The table and benches, I like to just imagine that I can have, 20 people over and that it's gonna still feel quite simple and easygoing. And I had these 2 big chairs that I previously owned, and it just felt like, okay, I'm just gonna be playful and add them to the dining room. Since I own a lot of vases and smaller, bigger ones, I like to just play with them and put them on display in the middle of the table. And I don't know, I feel like it makes people curious and they want to go closer. In the living room, when Audrey and I found that dark green marble mantle We knew that it would give the room that historical vibe that the kitchen has, that I wanted to make sure to also add to the living room. Because I have so many more contemporary art pieces, I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't just be contemporary. The sofas, we went with Pièce furniture. I love what they create. I didn't want it to feel too serious. Although I love more historical details, I also love when you have something just fun. And how we designed the living room, I felt like, okay, now I have a mix of everything I love. It's fun to find that one space in your house that could feel like your little playground. Like everything that would feel maybe too much for the entire house is just perfect for the powder room, for instance. You know, having this very charged wallpaper, you know, with the rabbits and the flowers and the figs. And I love to see when friends go inside the powder room and they come out, oh, that's so great. You know, it changes the whole experience of the powder room. It just makes it like a little moment that you can be curious. For the laundry room, I didn't want it to feel and look like a laundry room, meaning that, you know, the punishment room. Okay, I'm going downstairs to do my chores, you know. When you enter the house, you see the kitchen, but you see a little bit of the laundry room, and it feels like a continuity of the kitchen. So we went with the same cabinet finish colors. The lighting also was something that I really wanted to add warmth. And also if I want to just close it because it's too messy in there, we added this oak door that I could just close, and you see through the window and you just see a shade of lighting on the other side of the door, and it looks beautiful. I'm really satisfied with the final result of the house, but with the whole process as well. You know, it was kind of a blank space. It felt quite overwhelming to rethink it all at once, but then working with a designer, with companies that would understand what I was looking for, but left me enough space also to add my own personality. It encompasses really who I am. It is my home.